laps are bound. Starting to get a very, very quick time in this hot lap session. Going behind the start finish stripe right now. He's taking it into the infield. Speedway, season finale of an MT98 Thunder on the Hill Racing Series, brought to us, of course, by Bechtelsville. Speedway. One last one right now. Timing error. One last time. 182. Five qualifiers. Right to the A main, the big king of the hill. 40 laps sprint car championship event here tonight. Quickly down pace truck Chevrolet All-Star 6.5-liter diesel-powered pace truck, the extended cab Chevrolet pace truck. Put a lot of miles on that truck in the 1998 racing season, been all throughout the All-Star racing circuit. Open Jacobs, Curry Gobrick, Schaefer and Honda, Brandon Bates, Dave Holland back there over 5. Caution light, big tear down. Here are the Thunder, Billy and Places, Billy, 7, 2T car down there in turn number 4. Tracy Redinger aboard the number 2 team car. That car is shut off in turn number 4. Caution lights coming up the speed. Number 94 car changes out of Holmesville, Ohio. Caution lights get turned out. Here we go. I'm number 4 this time. I am up and off the green. Pennsylvania on the outside of road number 2. Lance Lewis, the Brickyard, 461 car, the whole tire masonry, 461 out. He's already put $10,000 of Bob Miller's hard-earned cash in his pocket in 1998. He'll try and make it 3 in a row to wrap up the series tonight, and the only driver, possibly in 9 years, to do a clean sweep for the racing series. Caution lights have been turned out. Pace truck back down to the inside. Back out of the Speedway, anything but a uniform start will not be allowed here tonight, and that will bring out the yellow flag and Brandon Smith in row number 4. Lights out, cameras down, there he goes. Kaufman. Second spot, good run for the AJ of Scotty Jones. Third, a very close finish for Johnny Backus. And fourth, right here at the wire was Jeff Shepard. And your fifth and final transfer spot being given out to the number 461 car, Luis. On the outside of row number 2, Donnie Price parked to the third row inside the running spot. Dave Ely, the number 77 car on the outside. Ely, great timer here today from Sinking Springs, Pennsylvania. The Shannon Plumbing and Heating sponsored car. Dilly Wilburn coming all the way from Mooresville, North Carolina tonight. The meat coated papers boat car. Back to the inside row number 4. Steve Gordier Jr. on the outside. Out of Shoemakersville. Caution lanes get turned out. Pace trucks get turned in. We are set for high-speed lane excitement on a high bank of the Grandview Speedway. No go on that start. Once again, they've got to remain in their positions until they hit that white stripe, which is midway in turn number 4. You just see the white stripe left hand once again. And it's Mike Thompson up there at the number 1 spot. Danny Jones on the outside. Danny Jones on the outside. Paulson and Posh, row number 2. Here we go. We are racing. And Danny Jones on the outside for the Speedway. Turn to the left spot. Thompson second. Doing it again. Justin there for spot number 3. Down on the inside for the 3. Fourth, Dave Ely, and fifth and final qualifier, the 69 tour, Donnie Price Jr. Qualifying for the champions throughout the 1998 racing season all across the All-Star Circuit. The caution lights have been turned out. Grandview Speedway quickly down the pace truck, turn to the inside. Here we go, turn number 3 and 4 this time. Set for 4 laps of commercial. fifth was Frankie Kerr, followed by Johnny Kreitz.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner of the commercial truck and trailer dash, Kenny Jacobs. Courtesy of GM Powertrain and Kenny. I guess that's how you get it done. You get out there real early, real fast.
Well, I got a little jump around. Starter jet pulled me down the front straightaway, and the car was working pretty good. I got a shot around the outside of it there, so this huge 1.5 car feels pretty good right now, and we're going to start 6 in the feature, I guess, and we'll see what happens.
Car feels pretty good now?
It's pretty good right now. It's the track's really fast. It's going to be a hard track to pass on. It keeps widening out though, so it's going to get easier to pass on. End up being a real good A main.
Real quick, how do you set the car up? Do you set the car for early in the race, you start up front, or you set the car up for late in the race?
I don't do either one. I just drive it. That's the crew chief's job, you know. So anymore, you have to be good the whole race. You got to be fast at the beginning. You have to be fast at the end. That's why I feel like the crew chief's job is much harder than ours. They just have a little more time to think than we do.
Well, good luck to you. You did a great job in the dash. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenny Jacobs.
$6,000 the paycheck for the first place finish. $2,500 for second, $1,900 for third, $1,400 for fourth, $1,250 for fifth. Even back as far as 10 spots, the driver will still pocket $1,000 tonight for 10th place finish in the King of the Hills Sprint Car Championship 40 lap. Caution lights get turned out, pace truck gets turned in. We're going to go racing. The United Express line, BB, makes the back. Here we go. Han's car hits the wrong way downstairs on a one-way street. Han on a Green Lane, Pennsylvania, the Hellertown Auto Park. That's an Napa store, the Kelly Racing Fuels car. No laps have been scored in the United Express line B main. As of this point, track has been cleared. Caution lights getting turned off. Set to go back to racing action. Tom Schaefer, the Turmoil car to Millertown, Pennsylvania, up there in the number 1 spot. Side by side, they motor down through 3 and 1 spot qualified. by a race than to buy speed equipment. Part of a $7,500 contingency purse package here tonight at the Thunder on the Hill Speedway package. Here we come, the turn of the Grandview Speedway tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to ask you to come on out and give them a big Grandview Speedway welcome. Come on to the backstretch, look alive, wave at them as they go down the back straightaway. Get something up in the air and wave at these 24 sprint car drivers. Ladies and gentlemen, for your spectacular speed day pleasure, we present to you Thunder on the Hill. Come on, grandstands, and come on to turn number 4. This is their salute to you, the race manager of the Grandview Speedway. Wish them well on 40 laps of all-out sprint car racing excitement here at the Grandview Speedway tonight. Down across the straightaway, we get set for the series finale here tonight for the 1998 Racing Series. Straight down to the inside. Caution lights get turned off. 24 sprint cars ready for action down the back straightaway. Ladies and gentlemen, here they come down through 3 and 4. Buckle your seatbelts, hold on tight, and let's go racing sprint car style. Also in trouble down on turn number 2. He shut that car off going into turn number 2. 4 laps have been scored, 4 down, 36 remain. Red lights are on the Speedway, and of course, as we mentioned before, it is the only time if the red lights do come on that certain crew members are allowed out of the Speedway service. Tire pressure adjustments, some wing adjustments, you can see. To the Philadelphia Daily News entry, and they are set to come back to the competition. Hadn't lost any time at the Speedway, no laps have been completed since the caution came out. They'll have to rejoin the tail side of the field. Four circuit champions, they both leave the track surface down there in turn number 2. Single file restart down the back straightaway. Jeff Shepard riding aboard the number 4 J car. Brings that pack of high-speed sprint cars down there in turns number 3 and 4. We're set to go back to green flag racing excitement. Here's the thunder and feeling excitement of the run one at turn number 4 this time. On a turn number 4, green flag. Involved with the number 16 car on Cliff Ryan, and Cliff taking a very, very nasty ride down the back straightaway. Reading reports have it, both drivers are all right. Good news, especially on Cliff Ryan's behalf, is he initially had flipped midway down the back straightaway. The car came to a rest and then was met virtually bumper and cage by the 461 car of Lance DeWeese. Pick ups a little bit later on.
Tonight, the track is probably a little bit different than it was when you set fast time tonight. How is the track in comparison to when you were out of time trials?
Powerful sprint car on the Grandview Speedway. Caution lights out, beast truck in. We get them to go back to high-speed racing excitement. Now rumble on a turn number 4 this time. Jeff Shepard brings that back of high power to turn number 4. We've got problems right off the get-go. 2 cars will do a barrel roll. Johnny Magnuson and Todd Schaefer, the 88 car. It started when Schaefer's car just got out of the groove and did a barrel roll in turn number 2. It ended with Magnuson catching the car and also doing an end over end. Special Grandview welcome to Jeannie Williams and her fiancé Bill. Final restart. They're calling for the order right now. Quickly, the caution light's getting turned out. They'll fire them back up as they hit that stripe in turn number 4. Here we come on turn number 4 this time. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going He's out of the car. Lenny Thompson also involved. 1C car. Taking that pack of sprint cars down the back straightaway. We are set. It's going to be a 4-lap sprint to the finish. Like a dash as they come on to turn number 4 this time. Grab lights on. Billy Pouch, green flag to the back of the air. Now once again quickly out to the 1 second place. Here comes Kenny Jacobs eventually inside. Jacobs grabs number 2 spot. Early race leader in trouble down in turn number 2 of the car, when in turn number 1, shut off, lost power. 2 laps to go. And Billy Pouch still your race leader. Great battle for the number 2 spot. Second spot is Kenny Jacobs when the caution came out. Third is then Freddie Reamer. 4th, 50 just smart. The crowd will certainly fit. The caution lights have been turned out. The pace truck back to the inside. Billy the Kid ready to take back over the number 1 spot. He'll bring that pack of sprinters on the turn number 4 this time. Could be the final caution for the 1998 running on the front of the line. Billy the Kid wasting no time on the turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Kenny Jacobs in second. Freddie Reamer third. Jumping up 4th. On turn number 4 this time. Third in the wire was Freddie Reamer. 4th, the 17 car, Joey Saldana, unofficially at 5th, would then be the 23 car of Frankie Kerr.
Well, Tim, thanks so much. Ladies and gentlemen, look who's crawling out of that car. Welcome back, Billy Pouch. We're going to get a word with Billy just momentarily. Well, I'll tell you what a drive to come back for that pack. After 31 laps, I know it wasn't as easy as what it looked, but it sure did look easy after that 31st lap.
I tell you, I don't know what happened to Jeff, and maybe he was set up too good for the beginning there, but we just definitely were right at the end. I got to thank Davey Brown for a good handling car tonight, a hell of a motor, and the whole Zemco crew for working hard to make this thing stay together and happen tonight.
Well, you're probably going to tell me if I talk about the knees, you're probably going to say one injury to one knees.
Well, you kind of get tired of answering the same questions all the time, but it's getting better all the time. That last long stint there with the coach laps, I think I was worried more about running out again than I was my knee hurt.
Well, no, let me ask you a question. When you had all those red flags and you sat there and you made a lot of adjustments, I'm sure, did you get to a point where you almost overguess yourself when you get into that type of situation?
Actually, there were so many reds there at the beginning, we didn't really get a chance to get the car going, and we were kind of skeptical on changing things, and the only thing Davey did, he talked about maybe a little bit more forward blade raising the nose a little bit. He might have just put a hair in there, but he had the car pretty darn close from start to finish for me.
Well, it looked like it really handled. It looked like the car stuck pretty well. It went about just about anywhere you wanted to go. How did the track turn out? I mean, it looked like it was pretty heavy at the beginning of the race. How was it by the end?
Well, I think the last 20 laps he got a little bit more race there. At the beginning, I thought the cushion was going to be too good, and Jeff Shepard on a cushion is pretty tough to pass, and I thought we'd have a hard time there, but I went to the bottom there and I put up the lap car a little bigger. I said, oh, maybe there's something down here. So we stayed down there and got up to Jeff and I said, I don't know if something happened to him or we were just better at the end, but I got a hold of something. I said, oh, this is where I'm going to be.
Well, I got to ask you, you ever get tired of wearing that crown and cape?
No, you never get tired of winning races. That's what it's all about. There was 24, 26 times I ever started this race, and all of them were one wearing a cape tonight. And, I'm just fortunate to be here to do it. I'm lucky. I got John Keeley as owners, and, God's been good to me. He got me back in shape a lot quicker here, so I'm just thankful. And the fans and the letters and the phone calls and stuff, I really appreciate it a lot.
Good time you go to stand here. Ladies and gentlemen, have a round of applause for your winner, Ellie Bell.
Once again, in second spot was Kenny Jacobs, third, Freddie Raymer, fourth was the Joey Saldana car, fifth was Kevin Gobrick, sixth was the 23S and Frankie Kerr. Seventh was the 8 of Dean Jacobs, 8th was the 80 of Shawn Michael, 9th was the U2 of Keith Kaufman, 10th was the 75. Randy Wolf was then 10th in the 75.
I'm standing here with a driver who came all the way back from the rear after a fourth lap accident. Fred Raymer, what a drive.
Yeah, we were going pretty good. I'd like, if I would have got turned around there again, I think I might be a little bit richer tonight, but, that's the way it goes.
Well, you're a lot richer than what it looked like we were going to be at the 4-lap mark. Tell me what happened when you got over upside down.
I guess I got hit from behind and just got turned around and the car sort of bit in and I turned over and the guys were good enough to get the car back, knock the wing off and the couple shots or something in the front. A lot of guys from the other crews helped out. We got back out there and under the first red, I said, you sure you want me to stay out? I figured it was a good night to wreck another wing, but they said stay out and see what you can do, and we got going real good.
With the shocks being torn off, it didn't seem to affect the handling of the car because it looked like it really was working towards the end.
Well, yeah, they changed them on that red when I was in there. They had the car, we weren't very good all night until the feature, but there in the feature, I think we could have run up front pretty good.
Well, you came back strong, and it's a tough way to end tonight, but you got to feel good about where you finished third place finish after what happened just 4 laps into it.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate. A lot of the other guys had real tough luck. Fortunately, nobody was hurt, and, we'll go on from here.
Congratulations on a great run. Ladies and gentlemen, Fred Raymer. Let's slide over here, and we'll talk to the guy who was in between our third spot and the winner, Billy Pass. Kenny Jacobs. Kenny, what a ride, huh?
Yeah, we just kind of maintained it, kept crashing in front of us. I kept moving up there past the car, and in the end there we got working pretty good, but I was very afraid it was really fast. We got by and see the ability to race there, and I was kind of sandwiched between the two of them there, but a lot of cars worked out for me, and it kind of helped me stay second.
Now, lap cars, because that becomes a major part of racing down here at Grandview Speedway, and these 40-lap races, they can even become a factor in a 30-lap race down here. They can either help you or they can really hurt you, can't they?
Yeah, it can go either way. It's important to have the ball going that night for you. And this huge Will Madison J&J Kleiner engine car was just a good race car tonight, and there's a good field of race cars here, so we're real happy to be running second.
Track treat tonight, did it slick out towards the end?
It was really slick at the end, but the second for me here is just about a win. We haven't run this good for a long time here, so we're just happy to have her in one piece, and we'll put it in a trailer go after Friday night away with truck.
Well, you did good. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenny Jacobs, your 7th place finisher.
All right. Once again, a big thank you to Keith Fritz on behalf of the Reading Eagle Running Times and a very prominent part of the sports section of the Reading Eagle Running Times on a daily basis. And of course, as the victory lane ceremonies wrap up downstairs, Billy Pouch getting his picture taken with the big $6,000 paycheck. He'll be hauling off to the bank tomorrow morning, trying to squeeze that into the drive-in slot. And a great night of racing here at beautiful Grandview Speedway. And of course, the series finale for the 1998 running of the Thunder in the Hill Racing Series. The 9th year, and
Of course, we want to encourage everybody to keep the eyes on your racing calendars for 1999. Bob Miller Speedway Promotions Thunder in the Hill will be back bigger and better than ever in 1999. Basically, an identical format. Look for the dirt modifieds also to make another stop here at the Grandview Speedway next year under the Thunder in the Hill banner. I'd like to thank once again the sponsors here tonight at the Grandview Speedway. Philadelphia Daily News, AJ Haggerty Industrial Machines, and the many, many Napa Auto Parts stores that help make racing possible here tonight and throughout the entire Thunder in the Hill Racing Series. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been my pleasure to be your announcer here this evening, and I hope we helped you along just as best as we could. Great night of racing. We want to please ask you all to please drive safely on the way home tonight. Hey, until we see you around the racetrack circles on a Saturday night, God bless. We love you. Good night.